Yeah, hey, we're not all geniuses here, but goddamn these people. Mike Tyson. I shouldn't even have to tell you this because there's so many things he says. He takes words, any word over 2 syllables, forget about it. Mike's going to mix them all up. He said here, I guess I'm going to fade into Bolivian. Yeah, it happens. You know, you're just sitting there in America. Next thing you know, you're in Bolivia. It could happen. Lady Gaga said, I have this weird thing that if I sleep with someone, they're going to take my creativity from me through my vagina. It's possible. It's possible. I mean, for all we know, she has a giant French vagina. You know about that, right? Well, let's listen to this.
Have you ever thought about what a walking vagina would look like? I'm losing my mind, folks. I'm sorry. Have you ever thought of what a walking vagina would look like? I mean, first of all, it would just kind of look like 2 long legs with so the clit. It looked like a little sailor's hat or like a little French hat on top. Hello, I'm a vagina. I'm a vagina. Welcome to France. Do you smell the poisson?
The fuck?
Yeah, I lost it a little bit there, but hey, Kourtney Kardashian said, do ants have dicks? Swear to God. Swear to God. Skrillex, who I don't even know who this is. This is part of me getting older. I don't keep up with everybody. You guys probably know, oh, that's Skrillex, man. Which is some freakish looking dude, according to the picture, with like, I don't know, he's got a hula hoop in his ear, and he looks like he wanted to look like Marilyn Manson, but he ran out of the barbershop before they got done. I mean, this is just the impression I'm getting. He said, I wish I was allowed to use the N-word sometimes, in a non-racist way, of course. We've had that discussion. Cameron Diaz said, I've been noticing gravity since I was very young. That's good, because about the time you don't notice gravity, you're going to be in trouble. Go ahead and step out of that 15th story window. See what happens. Kanye West said, Eve made Adam eat the apple, and ever since then it's been illegal to be naked. It's in the Bible. God damn it, Kanye. You just, yeah. I hope. He's talking about leaving the country. I'm trying to figure, I'm going to gather up the money to buy him a ticket. But then he'll try to fly over there on a boat, so that won't do much good. There's nothing like changes, because nothing changes but changes, said Gary Busey. I mean, with teeth like that, it doesn't matter what you say. You're known as Teeth Man. Al Gore, a zebra does not change its spots. Well, Al Gore's a pretty smart dude, so that was definitely a slip up. Of all these people, I mean, he at least has some inherent intelligence. But, you know, people do be fucking up. I had a whole interview listed with George Bush, and I couldn't bring myself to do it because it was like, he's been picked up enough already, or picked on enough already. I guess he's been picked up too. It depends on if he's selling his body in Vegas or not. Oh, let's see who else has said the dumb. We're still talking about the dumb. 21 stupidest things ever said by powerful people. And this is on Cracked, so it could be, this could all be, did they say Uncle Ben? No, I don't think so. Damn, I think this is actual stuff. Well, you never know with them, because you never know when you're reading satire or not. So number 21, this is Greg Gutfield, Fox News political commentator, said, wind power is the Ted Bundy of bird killers. All right. Yep. Get your feet off my desk. Get out of here. You stink, and we're not going to buy your product. This is the president of Atari responding to Steve Jobs' offer to sell him rights to the new personal computer he and Steve Wozniak developed. People will soon get tired of staring at a plywood box every night, said Daryl Zanuck, co-founder, president, producer, 20th Century Fox, when offered the chance to bankroll a company manufacturing television sets in 1946. Ann Coulter said, maybe if we called the intelligent designer Louis Vuitton to avoid frightening the godophobics, they'd finally admit the truth. Modern science has disproved Darwinian evolution. Eeks. Satellite radio will succeed. Trust me. With me, it's a lock. This is what Howard Stern said December 2005. God's still up there. The arrogance of people to think that we human beings would be able to change what he is doing in the climate is, to me, outrageous. Senator James Inhofe. I believe, now I'm going to see if you can guess who said this. I believe in laboratories looking at ways to conduct electricity with cold fusion. It was the University of Utah that solved that. Anybody know who that was? Andrew says, ha ha ha, close. It was Mitt Romney talking with Washington Examiner editorial board in 2011. Cold fusion was debunked in 1989 when physicists determined that assertions by the Utah scientists were based on experimental errors. Don't be confused. He might have had that confused with zero-point energy. I don't know. I'm not going to go on and read the rest because we shouldn't pick too much on the dumb. Let's go ahead and see what the next page says. I can't resist. I mean, it's it's on topic. I wanted to do this show. I wanted to get this out of my system. Dumb people were on my mind, and I've told you guys that I've almost led you to believe that so many people are stupid. And I don't think that's fair because people, one, they have their areas of specialty. Two, you're allowed to slip up. You can't get somebody on one sentence. And three, none of us are that smart. None of us. Not one human. I mean, the best we've ever produced have known what compared with the total universe full of knowledge. All of the knowledge you could possibly gather in the universe. Nothing. We haven't even scratched the surface. We're far below 1%. So I don't like to see people toting their academic success or this impression that they have that they're academically superior as a personality feature that they're proud of, and they want to show it to you to intimidate you. You know who does this kind of stuff. If you don't know anybody that does this kind of thing, let me encourage you to go and listen to Debbie Daly's show and listen to Mr. Solutions talk. And you tell me how he's using his education. Number 14, President Washington, President Lincoln, President Wilson, President Roosevelt have all authorized electronic surveillance on a far broader scale. Attorney General Alberto Gonzales. Yeah, that's too bad. He was a little bit wrong there. Really, I'm not out to destroy Microsoft. That will just be a completely unintentional side effect, said the founder of Linux, Linus Torvalds. I didn't even know that was his name. See, we know what we know, we don't know what we don't. There's no chance that the iPhone is going to get any significant market share. No chance, said Steve Ballmer, Microsoft CEO. Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid, speaking on the Senate floor 2012, says, seniors love getting junk mail. It's sometimes their only way of communicating or feeling like they're part of the real world. Is that true? I mean, is that true? Let's see. A 2012 study showed that 81% of Americans would support a system that would enable them to block junk mail. So apparently that is not true. Net neutrality would require that every search engine produce an equal number of results that satisfy every disagreement about every issue, and that's going to happen. Rush Limbaugh said this. Where does he... Jon Stewart does an incredibly good show, and the reason it's so good is not because Jon Stewart is a genius or anything. He's got an incredibly large staff of writers working for him, and I would too if I were in his position. Writers are where it's at. You get good writers, you're going to have a good show. Where's Rush Limbaugh's writing team? Because there are so many times I hear him say things that I'm going, even his followers won't believe this. What is he doing? Is this how he stays in the news? I guess you could stay in the news by getting things wrong all the time. I don't know. You guys like Rush Limbaugh? Who in the chat room likes Rush Limbaugh? Tell me what I'm missing. Because when I go to a program that has a personal bias, which almost all programs do, I don't know any computers that do programs, no pun intended, but they're going to have personal bias. But when they're wrong all the time, don't you just start going, I can't follow you anymore, man. I can't. I went into a bathroom in Northern Virginia when I was working for a copier company up there. This is about 2009, late 2008, somewhere in there. And inscribed on the urinal chrome on the pipework was "Rush is right!" exclamation point. And I remember thinking, somebody has done some good advertising. He may not be paying his writers, but he's paying his fucking PR organization. Because brothers be coming into the bathroom with an inscriber, putting that shit in chrome and metal where it'll stay. You can't clean it off. That's a big deal. I won't get into the debate. I'm sorry, let's try this again, Kevin. I won't get into the debate about climate change, but I'll simply point out that I think in academia we all agree that the temperature on Mars is exactly as it is here. Nobody will dispute that. This is what Senator Brandon Smith said, Republican. Yes, I dispute that. The average temperature on Earth is 57 degrees Fahrenheit, 138 degrees above Mars' average of negative 81 degrees. Yeah, so that wasn't quite right. The whole conception is flawed at the top because people don't read anymore, said Steve Jobs, discussing the Amazon Kindle. Yeah. So basically he was saying, don't make the Kindle. Nobody reads. Why would you do that? He wasn't right about a lot, but we all, I only bat about 900. I bat about 900 on my predictions, 800 or 900. The one I think I may end up being wrong about is ISIS being wiped out by the end of 2015, because what I did not account for is basically Al-Qaeda having high turnover and churn. Meaning they're going to have people coming in, but they're going to have more people going out, and they're going to be looking for a group to join. And you got to figure ISIS, they have the black flag. They're going to be considered cooler. Yeah, they're where all the cool kids go to get blown up by our drones. It's all right. It's all right. I understand why they do it. They believe in it. So, you just blow them up, call it a day. Now, this Christine O'Donnell, you may have heard on a recent clip that she said, where in the Constitution does it have separation of church and state? And I was like, please shoot her now. I mean, don't kill her. Just shoot to maim. Here's what she says. They are doing that here in the United States. American scientific companies are crossbreeding humans and animals and coming up with mice with fully functioning human brains. So they're already into this experiment. Yeah. That's not possible. When the stock market, I think she was talking about one experiment they did where they put a human ear on the back of a mouse. That's probably what she was thinking of, but you can't draw those types of generalizations from a interspecies farming experiment. When the stock market crashed, FDR got on the television and didn't just talk about the princes of greed. He said, look, here's what happened. And this was Joe Biden in an interview with Katie Couric. FDR wasn't president when the stock market crashed. That's the problem. So here's Sarah Palin. She says, you've heard about some of these pet projects. They really don't make a whole lot of sense, and sometimes these dollars go to projects that have little or nothing to do with the public good. Things like fruit fly research in Paris, France. I kid you not. Little did Sarah know that the study of Drosophila, or fruit fly, was instrumental in the founding of the modern field of genetics, and it was. I'm fully confident that copyright, for instance, will no longer exist in 10 years, said David Bowie in 2002. Miraculously, the first time in history, steel was melted by fire. It is physically impossible. Rosie O'Donnell, referring to the 9/11 collapse of World Trade Center 7. It didn't melt. It weakened and bowed. Let's get that right. Number 2, the internet isn't a big truck. It's a series of tubes. Senator Ted Stevens said in a speech supporting the end of net neutrality. And the winner is... I want you to guess in your mind who the winner's going to be. Who's it going to be? In fact, I'm going to read it before I say who said it. When discussing antidepressants, I know you guys are going to know this one. If you understand the history of it, it masks the problem. That's all it does. There's no such thing as a chemical imbalance in the body. Who do you think said that? If anybody's in chat, I'll give you one guess. Andrew's last comment was ha and ha, which isn't even close to this answer. Since I don't have a lot of chat room participation, I think I'm going to go ahead and ruin it for you. But you'll know if you had it right. In the back of your mind, you'll know. You'll know. And the answer is...
Bajank!
Tom Cruise. Yes, he said it, goddammit. Yeah, some of these people, you can't get away. If you're in Hollywood, if you're in the government, if you're in any high-profile position, whether it's sports star or... a singer, whatever, you can't get away. They're going to get you on the one line, man. You cannot make the mistake. If you do, you may be defined by it. I mean, think about this. So you go back to like 1982-ish. if you show me Mike Milbury today calling an NHL game or